Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my parents be alone with my daughter after I found out the truth about an old family friend? Growing up, Uncle Ted was always around. Originally, I played with his kids. Then, one day, his kids stopped being around, and Ted disappeared too for a bit. He eventually re-entered the picture, but I never saw his kids again. I once asked my mom what happened to my friends, and she said they went to live with other family members. I was pretty sheltered and raised in a don't-talk-back household, so it didn't seem odd at the time. Ted seemed to always be around. He'd babysit me and my brother, take us places, always bought us gifts. He wasn't our biological uncle, but was close enough to our parents that he was around. Then when I was 13, he abruptly disappeared from our lives. I asked my parents what happened, but wasn't told and basically again got the don't talk back, just move on. I was a little sad, but in time, got busy with other things and didn't think too much of it. I'm now married with a daughter of my own. A few months back, I ran into Ted's ex-wife. I almost didn't recognize her as I hadn't seen her since I was young and played with their kids. I asked how her kids were doing. She was kind of awkward and basically said, "We don't keep in touch." I thought that was a little odd, but didn't want to push. I told my mom about the situation, and she got a little weird. Finally, she said, "I guess it's time you found out the truth." She explained that Ted had been found with CSAM. He ended up taking a plea. He served only probation and had to go on a registry. Originally, his ex-wife didn't leave him. This led to both of them losing custody of their kids, and they went into the foster system, later being adopted. His ex did eventually leave him. My mom claims that Ted made a bunch of excuses, tried to say he was framed. I asked my mom if she really believed that. She admitted, no, she never did. But Ted was so convincing that she didn't see harm in letting him be around. I asked what changed, and she said they cut him off when he started dating a 16-year-old while he was in his 40s. My parents were disgusted, but Ted kept parroting age of consent laws and claimed there was nothing wrong. Given I was only 3 years away from 16 at the time, it hit too close to home, and they cut things off. I was disgusted. I told my mom she was completely irresponsible. She tried to say, "But he never did anything." I said no, but that's really a risk she was willing to take. I couldn't believe her. I couldn't trust her. I also wasn't sure if I could trust my own memories. I was in therapy for other things, and after discussing this with my therapist in several sessions, we concluded while I wasn't abused, I was most likely groomed by Ted, and there's a chance he was trying to get me to enter a relationship with him when I became of age. I was sick. My brother doesn't want to seek therapy and doesn't think he was being groomed, but also feels disgusted. I've spoken to my husband about this. He no longer trusts my parents' judgment either. My parents have apologized, but we feel it isn't enough. We went severely low contact, and when we do see them, they are not allowed alone with my daughter. I don't trust their judgment. They say this is an overreaction. They made a mistake years ago and corrected it. I said yes, but only after basically leaving us to be sold out. Other family says we need to be easier on my parents, and that hindsight is 20/20ths. Am I the a-hole?